Neuro, endocrine small cell carcinoma cancer update. So hi, I'm Lorianne. I'm 56 from South Carolina, and I'm visually impaired for the last 24 years with optic nerve damage, but I also have recently, back in the end of 2024, diagnosed with neuroendocrine small cell carcinoma lung cancer. So just recently, on March 15th, I had a brain MRI done because they say once this cancer sometimes will spread to your brain. So they've been making me do PET scans and brain MRIs every 3 months. So if you are going through something like this, get your scans and don't miss out on them. Because I had a scan in December, everything was fine. The lung part of my tumor has been shrunk all the way down to now there's nothing but some scar tissue showing up on the PET scan. So we're doing immune therapy for that. And that particular immune therapy apparently does not penetrate the brain area. So it wouldn't stop it from getting in my brain. So that's why they want you to do brain MRIs a lot. So I did a new PET scan, new brain MRI in March, on March 15th. And so it came back that I have a tumor in my left occipital lobe in my brain. So the occipital lobe deals with your vision. So it handles your left and your right vision, and apparently when it goes into that area, it crosses over. So even though it's on the left side, and I'm totally blind on the left side, so it wouldn't bother me to mess with my left eye because I don't see nothing anyway. But because of it crossing over, it is messing with my right eye lately. And I had a couple episodes over this past weekend where I actually went totally blind, or had total darkness almost, for several minutes. And it was really, really, really scary because I have had 20 over 400 vision in my right eye and nothing in the left eye for the last 24 years. And I've gotten really used to it and comfortable with it, and hadn't had any changes that, bothered me. So I've adapted to what I have. So having that happen was really, really scary. But once we found out we had the brain tumor, we went and saw my local radiation doctor who did all of my radiation for my lung tumor. And he suggested I do what they call a targeted radiation, where they'll do some scans and get it lined up, and they will target that particular tumor by 3 times. So I'd have to go in for like 3 rounds of radiation. But he also recommended that I go see a brain neurosurgeon to speak to them to see if surgery was an option, or if that's something they suggest, or just to have another consultation before I did anything. So we did go see a brain neurosurgeon. So it took a week or so to get in with one, but we did go see one, and we met with his radiation doctor as well too. So I got 2 consults in one. And basically both of them recommended no surgery and recommended that I stick with the radiation treatment that my original radiation doctor prescribed. They said because when you have a tumor, they don't like to cut into you if they don't have to, and they prefer to do the radiation because the radiation usually will knock it out in 3 rounds or so, and usually you'll be fine for a while. But unfortunately, this makes me stage 4 cancer, and they say non-curable. And they did say that I will probably get more tumors in the future, and they would treat it with radiation again. So that's what they advised me. But then we had to wait to go see my normal oncology doctor to find out if I needed to change immune therapy or anything like that. We met with him. He went over the scans for my brain and all that and discussed it with me. He did not change my immune therapy. We're going to stick with that. But he is going to change that I have PET scans every 2 months instead of 3 months to keep an eye on it, because if it spread to my brain, it may want to spread somewhere else. And right now it's not spread anywhere else in my body. So we're going to do scans a little sooner so that we can keep an eye on it and can get on it if something does happen. And he did mention that if it does get a spot somewhere else in my body, that I'd have to go back on a chemo, but a different kind that is newer. and that's been working well for most people, but it is something that has got a lot of side effects too, and that I would have to be near the hospital or in the hospital for the first 24 hours and the first several rounds of taking it. But after several months of taking it, then they would, want you to just be close by to the hospital in case something happens. So that's kind of scary, but hopefully we will not get any more um, tumors anywhere else in my body. And once we do this radiation, we will have that one gone out of my brain. And hopefully things will go back to just being steady for a little while. My blood work looked good. My thyroid levels, everything seemed to be looking good. So everything else is going well. But that was a big scare to find out I have a tumor the size of a grape in my brain. So I wanted to give everybody an update on my cancer. That's what's going on. And just keep me in your prayers. I'm trusting God with all of this, and I'm pretty sure He's going to see me through it. And I have asked for 30 more years with my grandson, and I'm claiming it. So I'm claiming that I'm going to be cancer-free. I'm claiming that there's no cancer in my body, and I'm claiming that I will have 30 more years on this earth with my grandson to see him grow up and to see him experience life. So I'm claiming it. I put it in God's hands. I put in my request. And so we're going to let life go one day at a time, one problem at a time, and just keep on keeping on. So y'all keep on praying for me, and I appreciate that. And thanks for all the support.